What's up, e-bikers? Is this $7.99 e-bike worth the price? Well, let's find out next on the channel. Okay, this is the Kornorge C7. It's a city commuter e-bike. Not sure where to get any of these names from these days, but that's certainly a strange one as well in the e-bike world. Comes in black or white, on sale for $7.99, as I mentioned at the top of the video there. So, you know, it's a pretty good value, I think, for what you get. We'll go over the specs here. We have a 350-watt rear hub motor back here. We've got a 36-volt, 12-amp-hour battery here. So this is a 36-volt e-bike, basic entry level that you get. We've got 26 by 2-inch street tires on there. Nice tires. Those are Chow Yangs with nice glossy fenders, of course. You got a nice front suspension there and a rear rack on the back here. There's no tail light. There's just a reflector back here. The seat post does have a light right here. There's a button underneath. Mine does not work though. What else? We've got a Shimano tourney derailleur down there on the gearing system. 7 speeds, your typical Shimano shifter up there. We've got a built-in display. So the display is right here. I'll turn that on in a second as we go over the cockpit. It came with a phone mount as well, they gave me. And what else? Top speed is 20 miles an hour. So this is a Class 2 e-bike, and I don't think it can be unlocked, so keep that in mind. When I first got the bike, I had trouble getting the kickstand on. The bolts in there were short, but I realized that, or the company said, this goes on the back of the piece of metal here, and you then screw it in that way. So, but in any case, I found a couple of longer bolts. I put some nuts in the back and got the kickstand to work just fine now. I actually like it on the outside anyway, overall. Mechanical disc brakes on these bikes, by the way. They're kind of soft out of the box. Your typical. These are not folding pedals, just plastic pedals here. Okay, here's a look at the cockpit. Typical basic stuff. Your basic grips here, twist throttle, Shimano shifter. You have a phone mount, a bell, and your control panel here. I turned the bike on already. You can see the integrated display here. Very simple. This bike only has 3 PAS modes. It's got Sport, Eco, and I guess D for Drive, which is middle ground. Simple battery display here. Five little battery things. Right now it's in kilometers per hour. I'm not sure how to get it out of that. So keep that in mind. But you know, I think I don't know if they're saving money with a display like this that's built into the stem, but that's interesting. You don't typically see that on an entry-level e-bike at this price. So that's one interesting thing about it overall. The shocks are pretty good, actually. Got pretty good travel there. I'd say it's at least 50 millimeters, maybe 60. Here's a little walk around for you. And we'll take this out on the road and see what it's like to ride. So ergonomics are a little rough on this bike. I'm definitely leaned forward more than I'm used to. And I think this would benefit from a nice, more upswept handlebar system, more BMX style, if you will. But I am kind of far forward. I'm looking straight down at the display here, so I'm right over the my head's right over the front wheel. The seat's not bad though, it's a pretty cushy seat. Pretty smooth ride, no rattles. For a $7.99 e-bike. Alright, let me turn on speedometer and check out these PS levels. Alright, I'm in Eco. I am doing 5 miles an hour. I can barely feel the motor. There's nothing there. Move up to the second mode. Come on. There's Eco, there's Drive. Okay, now I'm doing 7 miles an hour. Okay. Finally, top sport mode. Starting to pick up here. Pretty sluggish off the line, guys. It's starting to gradually increase here. Now it's coming on. Wow, it took a while. 16, 17, 18. It says top speed was like 19.8 miles an hour on the website. Let's see if we can hit that or not. There's 18. I'm in 7th gear. There's 19. It says we're doing 30 kph. So feels more like 18 is the top speed overall. But there you go. Stability wise, I wouldn't call this very stable. Normally I can ride with no hands on most e-bikes. Look at that, it just shimmied there on me. So you gotta be careful. Test, not expecting much with a 350 watt motor, but here we go. I'm gonna pedal, I gotta put this thing down. Gears here. It's better. Alright, so first part of this hill is moderate. I'm doing 7 miles an hour. I am losing speed. Well, steady at 7. Feel the motor coming on. Cresting here a little bit. 8 miles an hour. Let's drop down a gear or two. 9 miles an hour. 350 watts, you know, they're not hill climbers. They can handle moderate hills. Doing, you know, 7, 8, 9 miles an hour. That's about it. Steeper parts coming up, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to do some pedaling up here. The only other e-bike I've tested that's this cheap is the Electric XP Lite. And I think you guys know how I feel about that bike. It's one of my favorite bikes in my garage. Alright, here's the steep part. I'm struggling. 8 miles an hour, 7. That motor sounds like it's dying back there. 6 miles an hour. I'm in 2nd gear and I'm pedaling. I gotta stand up a little bit. Whew. Yeah, definitely not a hill climber. Man, let's try a downhill run and test out the brakes. It's 25, 26, 27. Wow, this is fast. 29. There's a little wobbly up front. Okay, here comes the brake test. And now, squeeze those levers. Yeah, a little soft, but it works. So, all right, let's go wrap this up. All right, so there's the Kornorge C7 city commuter e-bike. Let's go over likes and dislikes. So I like the tires, nice tires, Chow Yangs, and the front suspension works really well on this e-bike. Takes the bumps really nice, a lot of travel there. I think the overall look it's nice. It's not my cup of tea, you know, but it reminds me of a sort of a cheaper version of the KBO Breeze. If you've seen that e-bike, very similar. Definitely the ergonomics, one of my dislikes. I'm way too far forward on this thing. It needs a riser handlebar system here and a little more swept back as well to be comfortable. Who's it for? This is a basic bare bones e-bike, guys. It's not going to go on long rides. I think the stated range is about 37 miles. It's probably in the eco mode. Eco mode is basically very slow, 5 miles an hour, which is pretty much unusable for me anyway. So it is what it is. The seat's decent, although the light does not work. There's a battery in there. Battery just might be dead, that's all. But there you go, $7.99 on the Kornorge website. I'll put a link in the description. And thanks for watching Crisscross. Catch you next time.